Hello everyone, this is All Things Parks and we are here again at Disney Springs because corn ribs are in the building, and by in the building I mean at Polite Pig. So being from the Midwest, we know a thing or two about corn. We're going to check out if Polite Pig knows a thing or two about corn.
And here is where all of the magic happens. We've got our pit master making sure that our smoker is at the right temperature so we get all of those tender meats, all of that love in there. And there's the light. We are going to have a great meal.
So after about a 30-minute wait, we finally got our food ordered and we did get the corn ribs. I was a little worried because it was super crowded that maybe they were going to be out of corn ribs, and that was the one reason that we came here, because again, being from the Midwest, we know a thing or two about corn, and I'm gonna see if these ribs got nothing but corn. Drinks are up, and I went with the Texas tea, which is pretty much a Long Island iced tea with a splash of bourbon. And when I say a splash, I'm guessing it's probably a little bit more than a splash. So I'm gonna give this a try. Ooh, that's good. The bourbon actually is like the right amount, so where it takes place of the cola or the soda that you would get in there in a regular Long Island iced tea. So we've got vodka, we've got gin, we've got tequila, we've got some triple sec, and then that bourbon really pulls it all together. That's actually a really good drink. Kudos, kudos. Keep it up, Polite Pig. You're doing good.
Got a seat nice and close to the prep kitchen where they're getting all of the meals ready to go. We just waiting patiently for ours to arrive.
Food is finally here, and these corn ribs look legit. So you can see on them, I'll show a photo as well, but they've got just kind of cut down the cob so they're staying on there, and then they're deep fried. So you get pretty much, it looks almost like an octopus tentacle, really cool. But on it, you have a barbecue lime butter, pork panko, and then some seasoned pecorino Romano cheese. So you can see that cheese on there. So let's go ahead. I'm not sure if you're just supposed to eat the whole thing or if you're supposed to still eat it like a corn on the cob. So I'll go corn on the cob because it seems like the cob in there is a little too tart and I don't want to be choking on that. Ooh, those are good. So because it's deep fried, it's got a really good crunch to it. A little bit more grease with that butter, but there's nothing wrong with a little bit of extra butter on your ribs. Kernels are really nice and tender, and like I said, they have that good bite to it that you want from your corn. It's not overly soggy, and it's not undercooked to where those kernels are too hard. So really well done. This is a superb seasonal dish that they're offering here at Polite Pig. Side number 2 that we got, so we actually went with the 3 sides, which is nice. You can get 3 market sides for $16, and then we also did the slider trio. So we've got a lot to showcase here at Polite Pig, but our second side that we went with, which is something that we've never had here before at Polite Pig, is the Polite baked beans. So it's got a tomato glaze in it, and it almost comes off as more of like a chili. So especially with the flavor, you get a lot of those tomato notes coming through, and so it almost eats like a chili, which they do have on the menu. They have a burnt end chili, which I've also not yet had. So I need to really expand my horizon, because usually what I go with is side number 3. Side number 3 are our smoked Brussels sprouts, and these things are legit. They're in a caramel whiskey sauce. They have just the right amount of sweetness to them. They're always cooked to perfection. They have the perfect amount of texture to it, so you get a good crunch on those exterior leaves, and then the inside is nice and tender. Perfect amount of salt. These Brussels sprouts are where it's at. I don't know if the corn overdoes the Brussels sprouts, but it's definitely a good option. So you can't go wrong with the sides here. Their mac and cheese is great. They've got sweet potato tots that are great. We get those a lot. They have jalapeno cornbread. This place They know how to cook. You need to get here if you haven't been here. So on to the entrees now. We, like I said, got the slider trio, which actually is an appetizer, but we figured we'd get 3 sides and then we'd split the 3 different sandwiches, even though they're a little bit on the smaller side. The sides are definitely really filling, and the one thing that I do love about Polite Pig is they do offer 7 different sauces, but all of their sandwiches, all of their sides have such amazing flavor. You really don't need to add the sauce, and so that's how I really will determine the taste of a food. If food is good to eat, is do I need to add something to it? If I can just pick it up and eat it without having to add a condiment to it or a sauce to it to elevate the flavors, they're already elevated, that's how you know you're in the right place. So what we have here is our Southern Pig. This is the pulled pork. It's got a fennel apple slaw, a tangy mustard barbecue, and then some mayonnaise on top. So let's go ahead and dig in. That little brioche bun slider, that's the way to go with your barbecue. Gives you a nice little buttery taste there. And then the pulled pork, extremely tender, falls right apart, easy to bite through. That you get a little bit of that mustard. The mayonnaise helps to lubricate just a little bit. And then I'm not getting a whole lot of that fennel slaw. It's really just overpowered by that barbecue and the pulled pork, which is never a bad thing. So I think I might need to try and get a little bit more slaw on the next bite, but like I said, that pulled pork, it's solid. I've never had a bite, I don't think, at Polite Pig, and I've been coming here for pretty much since it opened. This place brings it. At Disney Springs, this is the place to go for sure. Slider number 2 of 3 is our fried chicken. So you look at this bad boy. It is more on the sweet and spicy side. So it's a sweet and spicy barbecue sauce. There's some coleslaw in there. You get some pickles, and then obviously there's that mayonnaise on there as well. So let's go ahead and dive in on this. It is just swimming in that sweet and spicy sauce, which is never a bad thing. Woo. A little messy, but the taste is there. Chicken is fried perfectly. Again, you get an awesome crunch on the outside. Some fried chicken you can have that really like soggy breading. Not here, not on this bite. So even though it's caked in that sweet and sour, their sweet and spicy sauce, it still holds that firmness, holds that crunch. Cooked perfectly. You get that nice crunch from the pickle down there, which is really nice. And then the coleslaw also adds a little extra texture also. So again, good sandwich. And this trio slider is really a good way to sample a bunch of their offerings, a bunch of their sandwiches at once. So it might not be the large portion that you're looking for, but at least you get to sample a lot of the different flavors that they are that they're sending out here at Polite Pig. If you've only got one meal, it's not a bad way to go. We finally made it to the last option of the evening, and so saved hopefully the best for last. This is our brisket sandwich, and so it is going to be that barbecue brisket. We've got a pickled jalapenos on the bottom. We've got some fried onions on top, and then there's a porter barbecue sauce, and then also some pimento cheese in there. So let's go ahead and dig in on this. Yeah, that's where it's at. A little bit of heat from the jalapeno. Brisket again, super tender. Cuts right through the teeth. You don't have to pull off on it, which is always a good thing. And then also the onion straws, again, give it good texture. That pickled jalapeno gives it really good texture. And it's just an amazing bite overall. So again, trio slider, definitely I would say a must-have. They also have a butcher block, which gives you a lot of their cut meat, which is a good option that I've gotten in the past. And they also put some sausage on there, so you get to try a little bit of all of the smoked meats that they have here. along with some sausage. And of course you get your cornbread with that as well, so that's always a plus. But a lot of great options here on the menu at Polite Pig. Like I said, I don't think I've ever had a meal here that I haven't enjoyed. So pretty much whatever you go with. I know the salmon is amazing. We get that pretty often. They got a turkey BLT, which is amazing. Like I said, I've never had a bad meal here, and I would strongly suggest checking out Polite Pig if you're coming to Disney Springs. Meal has been complete. And again, as you saw, I did go with the Texas tea because I wanted to pay a little bit of homage to Erica. She wasn't able to attend for the corn ribs. She missed out big time. But I know she's a bourbon drinker. I'm usually a tequila drinker, so I got a little bit of everything in there. That way it could really pay homage to her. But again, can't say enough about the meal. We got to meet with the social media manager, Tim. He's a great guy. If you go in there, say hello to Tim. And get yourself some corn ribs, get yourself some sandwiches, get some cornbread. I can't say enough good things about Polite Pig. So, you know, next time you're at Disney Springs, if you're feeling hungry and you don't want a full-on sit-down meal, it's a nice quick service option, probably the best one at the Springs in my opinion. I would definitely check this place out. But that's going to wrap it up for us here tonight at the Springs. Time to do a little bit of shopping and then go ahead and drift off to sleep, dream of those corn ribs a little bit more. But go ahead and make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let us know if you've tried out those ribs yet or what your favorite item is on the menu. And we will be excited to bring you some more content here coming up in the next few weeks, few months, few years, and forever. So again, All Things Parks signing off. We'll talk to you soon.